What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So the markets are looking freaking ugly right now. It's currently 12:45 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have the S&P 500 down 2%. The NASDAQ 100 is down almost 3%. We have the Dow down 1.6%, and the Russell down about 1.8%. So we got to break down some charts, some stocks I'm looking at, a stock I actually bought today, and what I'm doing overall in these crazy markets. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, smash the like button if you guys find value, and check out my Patreon down below for my buys, sells, call-outs, plus more. And with that being said, let's talk about what the heck is going on right now. So broad sell-off, and it looks like as of now, the rally we saw the past couple of days ended up being a bull trap, right? You can see here on SPY, we went to 445, which was resistance last Thursday, and it was support earlier in September. We know this at this point, especially if you've been watching my videos. We went to that point, and we got clearly rejected, right? We got rejected. We got slammed there. And that is also where the 180 SMA is on the 4-hour chart, which, mind you, that was resistance a couple of weeks ago, earlier towards the middle of September here in 2021. So I got to admit, I was wrong. And I'm the first to admit it when I am wrong. I said after the Fed meeting, now it's kind of clear skies, it seems like. The markets took a breath of fresh air, right? They took a sigh of relief, if you will, and we saw a bit of a rally. And I thought that was going to be sustainable. And I got to say it, I was wrong, because now, bonds are going up. We have the Evergrande crisis, fears around that. And it's really the bond market moving up at this point. The 10-year Treasury yield, it was like 1.55 earlier today. It hit a 3-month high. That has been hurting the overall stock market. Plus inflation fears, the Fed looking to increase the rate maybe as soon as next year. We've been hearing that from a lot of, different outlets here, which I have an opinion on. I mean, last time they tried increasing the rates, the markets crashed. That was back in 2018 around Christmas time, if you guys remember. And then they quickly reversed that policy and the markets went right back up. So I think something similar could happen this go around, and we'll see how that ends up playing out. But overall, a lot is going on right now, and the bond market being the main thing. 10-year Treasury is crushing it. That is making people go out of these higher growth tech stocks, hence why the NASDAQ is down almost 3% right now. And if you look here at SPY, it looks like it wants to take out the lows, or at least test the lows from back in the middle towards, it wasn't that long ago. It was literally the 20th of September where we were right by those lows at about 430, 431. Now we're at 433. We might take the lows out. Maybe today if things were to get very ugly, maybe tomorrow if things got uglier. And at that point in time, where's SPY going to go? Well, I'll tell you, a couple targets I'm looking at. 422, that's the first one. That was support, the low point from back in the middle of July. If that were to break, we're talking maybe a 410, 412 on SPY. A 410, 412 print, that would be putting it right at the middle point of June. And if that were to break, which I am doubtful that will happen here in the near term, but anything's possible. I was wrong last time, so I could be wrong again. We might be going to 402, which was the low point middle towards the end of May. So it's clearly downtrending, at least the past couple of weeks, SPY that is, and we could be pushing for lower points. So let's see, the year chart, where are we looking at here on the year chart? This is interesting. On the year chart, we saw a big pullback back in October, about a year ago of 2020. This pulled back about 8-9%, almost got into correction territory, and we held the 180 SMA here on the year chart when that happened. And believe it or not, that is the only time where we really saw, in the past year at least, a big drop under the 50 moving average. Other than that, we pretty much have been riding the 50 moving average for the past year. So now that we're clearly under the 50 moving average again, like we were about a year ago, October 2020, I think we could be going back towards that 180 moving average in the short term here. Maybe not exactly at it, which would put it at about 415 on SPY. But could we go more towards that 180 moving average like we did a year ago? I think so. That could put SPY anywhere from 420, 425, maybe even 430. That is near the 180 moving average as well. So keep your eyes on the further sell-off, potential further sell-off that we could see here on SPY and the overall markets. And another thing worth mentioning is, trust me on this, if the bond market cools down a bit, 10-year starts dumping again, it's now 155, something like that. Let's say it goes to 1.4, 1.45. I think the stocks are going to go right back up, right? But we're not there quite yet. And QQQ is looking pretty ugly. QQQ, as a matter of fact, it just took the lows out today. It's down $10 per share. It took the lows out from last week, which were right around 362. Now we're at 360, and we're actually about to take the lows out from, when was this? The end of August. So we're at about a one and a half month low right now on QQQ. And if 360 takes out, we break under it, which now we are very slowly. We're at 359.90. If we keep going down here, guys, we're talking about a 2.5 month low on QQQ, especially if it starts going towards 352, which was support in the middle of July. So we're seeing a pretty decent sell-off. QQQ is currently down about 6% from the all-time high, and in the grand scheme of things, that is not too crazy. We have SPY down about, let's see here, 5%. So this is nothing out of the ordinary, guys. If you're out there panicking, I mean, hey, I don't know what to tell you. This is not that crazy, and this is why I always say, but this is relative, but have some cash, whether it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, whatever, it's all relative. Have some cash to weather these storms. So what am I personally doing? What stocks am I looking at? I'm looking at my core holdings right now. Number one's Google. I got to say, it's my favorite stock. I own a lot of Google, and Google being down 4%, although I didn't add any in my account today. I bought some for my fiance. I'll be honest with you guys. I opened up a Google position for her today. I put a little bit in there, fractional shares for her. She'll be good with that. I think we're going to buy more as it goes down or average up, whatever. It's a great stock to own long term. That's not for swing trading for her, but for me, I own it as a long-term investment. I didn't buy anything new today because my personal cost basis is under 2,000. So I need to see it come down a little bit more for me to buy more long-term shares. But let's say it starts going 25, 2,600. I might buy more at that point. 2,400, I'll definitely buy more at that point. And if it gets very oversold, which it's not quite there yet, I'd even consider it as a swing trade because, like I said, for her account, my fiance, I bought her long-term shares or fractional shares. For me, long-term, I own that long-term position, but if it gets more oversold, I'm looking to buy it as a swing trade as well. Why not? To see if we get a little bit of a bounce back there. So I'm looking at Google very heavily here, guys. And by the way, Google is down now about 7%. I checked this earlier. More than that, actually, almost 8% from its all-time high. So it's almost in correction territory. Adobe ADBE, this one's well into correction territory, finally, guys. This one's down 15% from 673, where it was literally earlier in September. Now it's at 580, so it's down about $100 per share. And this is one that I just added today, an initial position, that is, an initial swing at about 581. I think it was, actually, no, it was 582. I bought Adobe. And all you guys in my Patreon, you know this. I shout it out all the time because I'm putting a lot of work on there, and I think it's very helpful. All of you on my Patreon know that I bought Adobe earlier, and I'm looking to see if this goes a bit lower. Hence why I only added an initial position, because I'm willing to average down on this as more of a longer-term, mid-longer-term swing. You know, I think it could go maybe 540, 550, 560, you know, closer to that main 180 moving average on the yearly chart. And on the 3-year chart, you guys can see, 530, 540, 550 is support right around that 50 moving average on this 3-week chart, or the 3-year 1-week chart. So keep your eyes out on Adobe. Just because I bought it, I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy Adobe. No, you must always do your own research. I'm just giving you all what I'm doing, my opinions, dips I'm seeing in the markets that I believe are a bit overblown. Adobe being one of them. It's very oversold. The RSI is at like a 12 here on the 4-hour, which is ridiculous. I mean, Shopify, SHOP, excuse me, guys, this one's down a lot as well today. It's down about 5%. You guys can see that. And if you all were watching my videos recently, we called out the head and shoulder here on Shopify. Look, excuse me. We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. It's clearly playing out. Now that the right shoulder is dumping like crazy today. Again, we're down 5%, down about $80 per share. And the 4-hour chart doesn't look too pretty. I mean, we're trading under both moving averages. We're seeing a death cross. But if we pull back a bit, the yearly chart looks pretty good on Shopify, I'm not going to lie. It's right around that main 180 moving average on this yearly chart that's held support over the past year. I wouldn't be surprised if buyers stepped in right around 1,300, 1,350, literally right where we are right now. I might even add some Shopify in the next coming days, very possible. And the 3-year chart shows 1,250, 1,300 is a very strong support. That's right by the 50 moving average on this time frame. So those are some stocks I'm looking at, guys. Shopify, Google, Adobe. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I might add a little Google, like I said, a little bit more to my position. If it goes down a bit more, Adobe, I'm already scaling in as a swing trade. And that's it. I'm not panicking. This is nothing crazy, nothing new to me. Markets do this all the time. And I think we will ultimately rebound. I don't think this is the end-all, be-all crash. It's over. The bull market's done. I'm not necessarily there right now. Sure, it could be over. We don't know for sure until it happens. But I'm not panicking. That's just the truth. So if you all found value, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and make sure to check out the Patreon. If you guys want to join it, it's linked down below. I post all my buys, sells, call outs. I do a morning update video every single day there for the top tier patrons. And there's private Discord access if you're interested, plus more. That is linked right down below. Make sure to also get your $30 from M1 Finance or 2 stocks from Webull. All of those are linked down below as well. And that's it. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching again. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out, guys.